right, so one final example to go through for section 12.6. The scatter plot shows the association between the number of home runs and RBIs for the best home run hitters in the major leagues in the 2008 season. Can we predict the number of RBIs for a player with 25 home runs? Right, so what we see here is we have a scatter plot and we have an equation. Remember, our part that's over all the way here by itself is our y. This first number is our y-intercept, so that's our b, and then this is our m, and our other word there is our variable x. And so we are being asked, can we predict the number of RBIs for a player with 25 home runs? Right? In order to make a prediction, we're going to use this equation and we're going to plug in that number of home runs. So we're going to say, yes, we can make a prediction. All right, so what we're going to do is our predicted RBIs equals 30.46 plus 2.16, which is my slope, times the number of home runs, which is 25. So we're going to plug that into a calculator and we get 84.416. So our prediction for the number of RBIs for a player with 25 home runs, we would predict about 84 RBIs. Right, so if we're asked to make predictions, we're being asked to plug a value into our equation. Right, interpret the slope and the y-intercept. So the slope tells us that for every additional home run a player hits, right, which is our x, they also tend to hit 2.16 RBIs, which is our y. All right, so every time our x increases by 1, our slope tells us how much our y increases. All right, our y-intercept tells us that a player with 0 home run tends to hit 30.46 RBIs. Right. Unlike the last example where it was something that totally didn't make sense, this is something that could potentially possibly be a useful interpretation. So again, our slope tells us what happens as x increases by 1, what happens to y. Our y-intercept tells us what happens when x equals 0. And then we can make predictions by plugging numbers into our linear regression equations. And so that's going to wrap up the end of chapter 12 and our discussion about statistics and predictions we can make from statistics.